Since I'm going live, I already clicked go live.
Okay, got
We're
it.
live, but still, you can still add. Hello,
Okay.
everybody. Aaron James is logging in his stuff, and we're going live on all the platforms. And
What's
now we're
up,
going to go
everybody?
live. We're going live on Instagram. Okay, there we go. Welcome, everybody. So we, oh, by the way, I'm about to take let me plug a product, my Fast 40 B12 drops. These
Shameless
are
plug, right up front. I love it.
exactly right. Yeah, I know it's funny because like I'm not a supplement guy, but I created this formula for people going through the Fast 40. I use them all the time. They're incredible. It's a
So
whole
what is
B
it? What's in
complex.
it? What's in it? Just
I'm
all
glad you asked,
B?
Aaron James.
Yeah. Oh, is it good tasting B?
Raspberries. It says like raspberries.
Okay. You got my
B12,
attention. I love
B6.
raspberries.
Yeah, B12, B6, B3, B5. You really, when you do B vitamins, you need to do a complex. The B vitamins all work together. So yeah, they're really powerful. They basically revitalize your mitochondria. If you're a high energy burning person, physically, mentally, spiritually, you want to have high levels of B. A lot of people's adrenal system will burn out because they don't have enough B vitamins. And I mean, you B vitamins, strawberries in oatmeal. Oatmeal has great B vitamins. I love eating my food with B vitamins, but having an extra source is big. So,
Okay. And
anyway,
is that daily?
yeah, I do them in the morning when I wake up and at lunch. Not in the evening because you don't want to. It's like it'll make it hard to sleep because it literally you're energized naturally. So anyway,
Cool. Congrats.
that was the topic. But so today, we had a great our last live was awesome. We had a lot of good feedback. At the very end, I wanted to make sure that we continued on what we said we were going to do, and we said, "Hey, man, it'd be great to do a talk about." Specifically, we talked about the body, but what's the mind's effect on the physical health? That's really what this is. And so I kind of mentioned at the last call, and in this one, I personally, I know you too, Aaron James, like we could probably do an entire year of this one topic, and maybe we do a bunch of series of this. But we talked about sort of the value of physical health. So let's communicate what is the mind's role in physical health. Are for some people aren't even aware that the mind has any effect on the body at all, and that's okay. There's no judgment on it. I was that 15 years ago. If you told me that the mind affects your body, I'd be like, okay. And now after working with thousands of people, I'm aware that the mind has a bigger impact on the body than even the physical things around you. So I want to dive into that. Does that sound good?
That sounds good to me. Yeah, it's a good continuation. And I want you to come back to, do you remember that quote you said? Not the quote, just to get ourselves back in that frame. And anybody who's new here, they didn't hear the last one, don't worry about it. I think this was really good. It's kind of a mind screw, like, to hear this. So go ahead.
Oh yeah. So so when you have your health, you have a million problems. When you don't have your health, you only have one problem.
There we go. Boom.
Yeah, good reminder. That one still gets me, man. Is like, whoa. And anyone who's been sick, who's had an injury,
bedridden.
You cannot. And this morning I had a patient who was like telling me her highest values were, I think it was family and business, and it was relationships. And then I asked her, "Can you enjoy any of those without your health?" And she was like, "Oh no! Not only can I enjoy it, I can't have it." So it's like it's interesting because can you even fulfill? It's like the health in your body is this thing that you need to have to do anything in this reality. So it's pretty powerful.
Yeah. And there's a spectrum, of course, like depending on what the health level is. But generally, like if we don't have our health, we really don't have much at all. So we've got to really take care of ourselves. And so unlocking the mind-body connection is really important. And so one of the things I wanted to throw in on that is that, a lot of people don't understand this, but they think all their organs and everything, like the brain, and this is where the brain cells are. This is where the brain activity is and all that. What a lot of people don't understand is that we are actually every single our organs, our internal body is bathed in neurotransmitters. So our body, when we're talking about the body has messages, the body keeps score, these different books and things. Literally, our whole body is a brain. Our whole body is all connected. Everything is a complex system. But if our stomach has neurotransmitters in our gallbladder and our, our lungs and everything is communicating together. And so when we have emotions, energy that is stuck, if we have traumas, large or small, doesn't have to be a huge trauma, anything in our life that is causing our body to not be in health and to have dis-ease in the body, it's because something we're not doing emotionally or mentally that is then starting to scream at us through the body. So if somebody has chronic illness, chronic pain, something that just keeps coming back, translation, your body is freaking screaming at you a message that you're not receiving or not listening. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it was well said, man. Well said. And I just realized we can share a screen like this, which is kind of cool. I heard everything you said, and it inspired me to pull up this little diagram. And let me see if I can make it even bigger for people.
Yeah, see if you can zoom in a bit. Okay, I've got thoughts, conscious mind, subconscious feelings, actions below that.
Yeah, it looks like it won't let me zoom in any more than that. But right. I wanted to, so you might not be able to read this, but it's not so much the words in here that I'm interested in, is what you were just saying. There was a man named Dr. Thurman Fleet, 1931, who was brilliant. He's who I studied in my early 20s. And no one really knew who he was. He was able to dissect mass amounts of information. He read all sciences, theologies, and he correlated it together in a work called concept therapy. And the reason we show this picture is because just look at this picture. He's known for creating this stick figure body. So this stick figure is important. Okay, so notice the size of the head versus the body. First of all, okay,
way bigger.
So it's way bigger, and then you see the body. Okay, so just want to process this. So in this top circle, you can call this your conscious mind. And listen, we've definitely made more delineation since 1930, but honestly, I still use this for a simple explanation to people. If you look at the top, that conscious mind, so that's where you say the soul or the individual exists and you're aware of, and you operate your conscious mind. Okay, then you say the subconscious mind. That's where the people call the spirit or universal intelligence. That's where that operates. And then you have a body. And what he called this was factors of personality. So what I thought a good thing to do was to have at least a common vernacular for us to communicate about. And if you look at this picture, the interesting piece of it is he eventually drew it to where the conscious mind was very, very small and the unconscious mind was very, very big. This is an old version of the drawing, okay? But the reason for showing this is that he had a formula, okay? The formula was whatever is impressed in the conscious mind gets impressed into the subconscious mind and gets expressed in the body.
Yep.
Right. So whatever you focus on, and we can go into details about this, but this is 1930. Can you imagine he's in 1930 having this awareness? People had no effing clue what he was talking about. Right. Really. And so I love this depiction because we go, whatever comes in and we put attention on. And so I want to go through Aaron James, and I want to go through just first of all, see what you think about this. And we'll go through each step of this.
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay. So conscious mind. So, well, for right now, we use the words the soul. So whatever you are able to be aware of, the conscious mind relatively has been said that you can focus on anywhere from, if you could make this a relational thing, anywhere from 1,000 bits of information per second, right, to maybe 2,000, whereas the unconscious mind can process something like 2 billion bits of information per second. So there's a supercomputer there, right? But the conscious mind, you can choose, and the way that you choose, okay, is is through what you focus on and what you feel, is what he was saying. Okay. So what you concentrate upon and what you feel upon with repetition and emotion. So whatever you put most of your energy on, and this will make sense through hypnosis as well, but whatever you repeat and whatever you feel, and the feelings he was saying were jet fuel for what we think about. So it makes a big distinction here. So what I'm putting attention on, if I repeat it and if I feel it, it gets pushed into the unconscious mind, right? It's important people understand that, because a lot of people are like, oh, what I pay attention to shows up in my life. No, it shows up in your unconscious mind before it shows up in your life. Okay.
Yep.
Now, the subconscious is the powerhouse. It's been said that there's only one subconscious mind. We think we have separate ones. Our subconscious minds are all connected, all one. And some people
collective
call that
intelligence, as I like to call it.
Yep. And universal intelligence, collective intelligence. And I want to make sure people process this. We talked before about you circulating 60,000 miles of arteries and veins. You have no idea how to do that. After this call, I'm going to go eat my food, and I have no freaking idea how it's going to turn into my nose and my skin and my face. I can't tell you, and no one else can either. That's universal collective intelligence, okay? So whatever you drop in there, now this is an important piece of this, okay? It's a really important piece. The conscious mind and unconscious mind can reason, and they reason differently, okay? Your conscious mind reasons one of two ways. You'll appreciate this being a hypnotherapist. Your conscious mind reasons inductively and deductively. And maybe I'll have you explain that. The subconscious mind reasons only one way, deductively. This took me like 5 years to figure out what the F that meant. Okay? It's a really
What do you
important
think? What's your definition of what that means? For the deductively part, for the subconscious mind.
Let's look at both inductive and deductive. Simply, inductive is going from the specific to the general. Deductive is going from general to specific. Mm-hmm. So if I say, here's deductive, God is everywhere. That's a deductive statement. God is everywhere. Therefore, if I ask about my water bottle, is God there? I go, yeah, because God's everywhere. That's deductive reasoning. Okay. Yep. Inductive is I say, there's some problems to that process as well. But inductive is going from the specific to the general. So if I say, hey man, I'm going to eat eggs, bacon, toast, and orange juice. What type of meal am I having?
Yeah, breakfast.
Yes, that's inductive. So your brain here's why I'm saying this. Your brain either selects a tiny piece of data to make a conclusion, or it adopts with blind faith a conclusion, and then it sort of disseminates all the little details. Okay. Mm-hmm. So your conscious mind does that, but your unconscious mind only reasons one way, deductively, meaning it doesn't select what's right or wrong for you. That was your job as a soul.
Yes. And if we don't do our job, that's where you're getting to. Can I pause here and just jump in?
Please.
So this is beautifully put together. I hope everybody is following this. What then that means is your subconscious mind has no preference on what you're choosing, what's coming through. Although its number one objective, its directive is to keep you alive, to keep you breathing, to keep you waking up in the morning. It's patting itself on the back when you wake up breathing. Mm-hmm. So it's keeping you safe. But everything else, if we're not disseminating, so there's hear, see, smell, touch, and taste. We have these 5 senses in this body suit, this meat suit that we have. Those are how our data points are coming in. Yeah, as a human, right? We've also got our collective intelligence, subconscious mind we're connecting to. But through this body, that's how we pull in data. If we aren't, as I call it, minding our garden, if we aren't taking care of our garden, the thoughts that are coming in, all the data coming in, literally there's a barrage of ads, barrage of other people's agendas, all this stuff coming at us, and our conscious mind can only take so much in. The rest of it, if it's not deleted or disseminated, if we don't consciously filter that, it's going to be filtered anyway. If we don't consciously filter it, it's going in. If all that's going into the subconscious mind, the subconscious mind is going to delineate and have all that in there, and then it's going to output based on other filters, which is your past experience, your traumas, your beliefs, the limiting patterns, all the wiring that's been going on from your birth and also from before, because it's all in our DNA. So we're going to go there. As that's all coming through, that stuff is then put into action into our body. And if we don't clean the system, if we don't get conscious with the stuff that's going in there, it begins to create dis-ease in the body. The mind-body connection is there, though it's dilled, it's dimmed, it's watered down because we're not listening to what those messages are. So there's these three major layers that we are given that we're not taught in school. So it's not your fault. It's okay. Not a lot of people know this, unless you're nerds like Cody and I and other people who study this stuff. But this is how we operate. This is how we work. So if you're not watching what's going in your garden, and the weeds are growing, and the stuff is getting into this negative, it's going to create that disease in our body. It's going to create the pain. It's going to create this, and we're going to think, oh, it's just this. I hurt myself here. I did this. Absolutely not. It's all from the control of unconscious mind, the subconscious mind. I'm going to use those interchangeably.
Yeah, man, beautifully said. I knew you would really just appreciate this and know how to explain it. And seriously, we're looking at something, I mean, 1931 that he was aware of, and he spent the next 50 years trying to explain to people. And we're just now in 2025 trying to understand and really get this, right? And we're just scratching the surface. So
we're just I talked to a psychologist the other day who's on the top of this. You're like, we don't know that much more. Like we do know more. Yes, there's scientific studies. There's a lot of things going on that are better, but like in that amount of time, you would think we'd be way further. We're not. And that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. We're all learning.
Exactly. So now let's relate all this together. Now we talked about the interaction of the conscious mind and the unconscious mind or subconscious mind. What's the interaction of the body? So let's look at that formula again that Dr. Fleet had given us. And he said, hey, anything that you focus on in the conscious mind gets impressed in the unconscious mind.
And that's thought, to be clear. Like that there's the thoughts that are up here.
Yep. With he said with repetition and emotion.
Right.
That was his two. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes. And let me before we break into the emotion part, then it's repetition of thought. So most people are having 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day, the same fucking thoughts every day, repeated on autopilot. Now that is in general, like, so if we're having the same thoughts and who knows, maybe 60, 70, 80, 90% of them are just negative thoughts. Maybe they're not things that we believe at all. Maybe they're just programming that got put in there from movies, from news, from all that stuff, and we're not in control. So again, not your fault. And we get to take responsibility. So from the thoughts, if we're, depending on if they're negative or positive, I'll just go for that for now, then we add in the fuel, the rocket fuel, right, of emotion to that, whether it's negative or positive. Again, there's no judgment on negative or positive. It just is what it is. When you have those thoughts, all those repeating, and then more emotions around those, then what's it doing, Dr. Cody?
Yeah, exactly. And I love that you said that, because one of my mistakes with this for many, many years was that I thought I needed to have positive thoughts and remove negative thoughts. And again, that was one of the things that just about killed me, because what I realized was when he was saying, whatever you concentrate on, check this out. If I'm like, listen, I am healthy and I'm happy and that's what I focus on. You go, shouldn't you get that? No, you become the polarity of it. What I found out, you become the polarity, and all you're doing is basically pushing down the thing you don't want to be. Pushing down where? Into the unconscious mind. So that's a whole nother thing we can go off.
And we can call it shadow. We can call it the shadow if we want to.
Sure.
People can refer to it as that way.
Yep. So now this is the thing, the simple part of the body. I want to say this, that I really, let me say this. Your body is a moldable plastic clay-like substance. It is also the most advanced thing that is, I think, ever been created here. But it is moldable plastic clay-like substance. It is a loudspeaker of you. And I'm going to tell you what I think has happened over our last 100 years. I believe that we knew this about our body eons of time ago. I believe that we knew that this thing is the result. It's the literal transcript of what's going on inside your consciousness. Your body is a literal transcript of what's going on inside your consciousness. I believe we've known that for the last 100 years or more. What has happened is our training, media, TV, and I don't want to go into any of its conspiracies, but the oil industry and pharmaceutical industry has done a beautiful job. As a businessman, I'm like, that's pretty freaking awesome. A beautiful job of letting you know that your body is a cause. But I'm here to tell you, your body has never been a cause. It's an effect. It's an effect of the interaction of the conscious mind on the subconscious mind. That's what the body really is.
Beautifully said. I hope that's registering for everybody, because this is really, really important. Like if anything, to be able to go into from this presentation that we're doing, from this talk, it's like really slowing down and looking at your thoughts and emotions and where those are. And one thing I like to do is to like just kind of audit yourself. And just like, I don't know if you ever done a time audit, Dr. Cody, but like I'll do time audits with myself every quarter. So it seems tedious, but basically I have my clients myself. I'll do every 15 minutes. I look at what was I doing that day. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So like writing down, you can do, there's apps for it. There's just like simple spreadsheet. After a week or two, you look at where your time's going, and where that time is going. You look at, I'm spending way too much time in the bathroom on social media, or I'm doing whatever. You start to see, whoa, that adds up. It gives you that perspective. Well, the same can be done with our emotions, right? Checking in every 15 or 20 minutes to see, what is my emotional state? What am I feeling right now? And this helps this mind-body connection to unlock that, what's going on. And now we've done it before, and we could always do it again, connecting with soul up here, mind, heart, and gut, going and connecting with those four larger parts of us, and going and checking in and saying, how am I feeling? What's going on? What are the messages here? As we audit ourselves throughout the day, you don't even have to write it down, just checking in and be like, wow, I'm really feeling anxious, but everything's going well. Why am I feeling anxious? Okay. And leaning into that. So we really want to check in and also be like, well, what have my thoughts been like leading up to this point? Right. So we can do a thought and emotional audit. And I'd really love to challenge everybody for the rest of the day today. Have a piece of paper out, have a quick little journal, and just on your phone, set a reminder that goes off every 15 to 20 minutes, and just check in with yourself. Just get it. Like, take a few breaths, stop, just takes literally 10, 20 seconds, and feel into what are the thoughts that have been running through my head, and what are the emotions that I'm feeling right now, and kind of write those down. And you start to look at, as you go during the day, at the end of the day, pull up Dr. Hawkins' consciousness map and look at where your emotions are on the spectrum to see what level of consciousness you're hitting. If you're below neutrality, you are going to be in a lower frequency all day. So then you get to choose, oh, well, what do I want instead? How do I want to feel instead? How about we choose to be enjoy and start crafting and creating? Starts with gratitude. Gratitude is always a go-to. Fear can't exist where gratitude is. Anxiety can't exist where gratitude is. You feel that gratitude wholly, it's going to raise up that level. And then those 5 or 10 seconds or 20 seconds, whatever it takes you to do to switch your state, it allows you to go and do whatever you're going to do in a higher frequency. And that mind-body connection is going to help your whole body be healthier. Just a little hack.
Pretty soon we'll have our shirts available. The gratitude is my go-to. That's our
gratitude is my go-to.
Right. And just as a teaser, because I know I've had a lot of people give us great feedback about these lives. Aaron James and I are creating something pretty magical. We're blending both hypnotherapy and breath work, along with my energetic, emotional charge working systems and understanding of the body. And we're bringing these together to create something very special. We just been inspired, and really it's actually doing these lives and you guys giving us feedback that's made this possible. We started going, whoa, what's possible for us to bring together? So just want to plug that. If you guys enjoy listening to this, it's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming soon. It's the immersion of like here's the things we see working, because we work with private clients. I do some public stuff. Cody, you do some stuff, but people go through our programs. We're both seeing, wow, we're getting results. Things are changing and shifting. And we both have parts of the equation, and adding that in together in a proven process in a certain order tends to give us even better results. In fact, I'm seeing things 50 or 60% faster, people moving through traumas, large and small. And so mixed with that, with fat loss, getting the body dialed in, getting the mind-body connection there, then what's possible is like a hockey stick growth in life in all areas. So we're really excited to continue having these conversations. If you're interested, comment below, DM us, ask us any questions. We'll be announcing it mainly to our own internal list, but then we'll of course make it public as well. But we're really excited to help people increase the mind-body connection, actually show you the way and work with you through this program as unlocking all of this. So it's not just theory. It's like, hey, here, go do this thing now. And then we measure those results and we go to the next thing. So we're excited about that. Thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah, no, totally. And what I'm thinking is, we're getting the last few minutes, we have our same time live tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yep.
Right.
Tomorrow.
So why don't you feel open to this, man? I feel we should do a continuation of this, because I feel like we've barely scratched the surface on really understanding, like, what is the mind's effect in the body. We've kind of laid the framework. Maybe we give examples and go even deeper on this.
Yeah, I think that, let's do that. We can do some stories and or examples, and even like a walkthrough and like connection. So maybe do a 2 or 3 part tomorrow at or doing the same time.
Yeah, we have the same time tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't have your daughter. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Great topic, brother. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Good to see everyone.
This was awesome. Love you guys. We'll see you soon.